What is going on, everybody? Chris here with our brand new 2026, yeah, that's kind of weird, but it is a 2026 Tesla Model Y refresh. Now, this is kind of weird. Wasn't really expecting to do this like maybe a month ago, but a whole bunch of things came together and here we are today. And I gotta say, I'm very excited. I was doing a lot of debating between either this refresh Model Y or a performance Model 3. And just this being the latest, and especially the front bumper camera and the practicality from like a family standpoint, I went ahead and went with this. The performance Model 3 is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I think overall, especially for the price and all the features you get, this is definitely the way you wanna go. So if I click this button here, you can see the light bar in the back, of course, on the new refresh Tesla Model Y. We've been going around the car here just a little bit, like opening stuff, checking it out, and it's raining, so I'm probably gonna continue this video later, but I gotta say, this thing is so well put together, it's insane. Stephanie, behind the camera, is about to drive it home, so she's gonna have the first drive with it and everything.
Oh, there's no stock.
All right, Stephanie, first impressions. So this is more like the Cybertruck, where is your foot on the brake right now? All right, take it off the brake. And now it took me a little adjusting to in the Cybertruck. Go ahead and touch the brake. Oh, wait, hold on, stop, no. Put it back in park. So you tap the screen, tap the P, come on.
Press and hold.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's different than Cybertruck. Look, it's us. It's gonna be happening a lot. So it will have auto shift out of park, but it needs more calibration in the cameras. This thing only has 5 miles on it. So, yeah.
How many miles does it take to?
Maybe 10, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But you won't get it in the parking lot. All right, let's just take it around the parking lot real quick, try it out, see what you think.
Should I go that way or that way?
I would go right.
Wow, it's so smooth.
Yeah.
I know that's what I say in like every new car video. That's the first thing that comes out of my mouth.
It's incredible.
This is crazy.
Especially because we just got out of your Model Y.
Yeah, I just cannot believe the difference. Like I wasn't expecting, and we've already driven a new Model Y, so I knew it was nice. But it's just because I just got out of my other Model Y, and that already is a great car. Then you move to this. Cybertrucks everywhere.
Cybertrucks everywhere. Yeah. So we brought Stephanie's car. It had a cracked windshield, so that's getting fixed.
The steering is definitely different and nice.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow. It is crazy how smooth and quiet. I mean, you can't overemphasize how smooth and quiet. You literally just keep saying that because that's what it is.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah, but it is really nice. So it is calibrating up there. They started us off with, I think, 93% when we first got in it, which is nice of them. And yeah, 5 miles on the odometer. All right, the weather got too bad. We're continuing this video at home. So very excited to have taken delivery of this brand new Model Y. It looks friggin' awesome. And I wanna talk to you about some of the options that I picked, why I picked them, kind of why I purchased this, and what I did with the vehicle overall. So as you can see, we'll start with the color. This is the free color, the Midnight Silver Metallic. And funny enough, this just happens to be my favorite color. When I got my first Model 3 back in 2019, I paid, I think it was $1,000 for this color, because this is the color I really wanted. And I almost went with the free color, which I think was white at the time, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do that extra $1,000. I'm gonna spend up, I'm gonna get this, because it's what I really want. I've been saving for a Tesla I can finally actually buy it. And so now it's the free color. And so a lot of people like to make jokes like, oh, it's the poor color or whatever, but I like it. It's my favorite color. And you wouldn't choose your vehicle or vehicle options based on other people's opinions, would you? That would be super weird. So this is the color I wanted. I think it looks awesome. I think it's like the best color you can get on the Model Y. I actually really like the red as well, but that's a little too bright for me. So this is the one I went with, and it's free, so that's awesome. We also got the all-wheel drive. So I think a rear-wheel drive Tesla, especially with snow tires, would be very capable, but I do live in Michigan. I live on back dirt roads. The mud itself, like even without snow, when it rains a lot, it gets really muddy. Even that, you'll be slipping around and stuff. So for me, all-wheel drive is kind of the best bet. The pricing, especially when you look at financing, doesn't really change too much because at least as of the purchase of this car and as of right now, you get the 2% financing for this all-wheel drive, whereas it's normal like 5.5 or 6% financing for the rear-wheel drive. So your payment ends up being the same. So it kind of makes no sense unless you're paying cash or have some other reason. Now, full self-driving, I struggled a lot with what to do on full self-driving. Obviously, I'm gonna have full self-driving on here. I'm either gonna buy it or I'm gonna subscribe. I use it every single day. I make videos about it, whatever, but I couldn't decide what to do. Should I buy it? Or should I just subscribe for $100 a month? It's $8,000. But when you finance that $8,000, when you add that price into your loan, your monthly payment goes up by about $112, I think it was. So it was kind of this like, I can either just finance it and have $112 on the car payment that I could never get rid of, right? Unless I paid it off. Or I could pay just $100 a month or $99 a month. And if at some point I don't want to pay for some reason or whatever, then I could stop it for a month, you know, kind of save $100 or whatever. And I decided I am buying full self-driving. That was a really hard decision because I do think subscribing and paying the $99 a month is the better option for most people. But with Robotaxi next month in June, potentially this getting an unsupervised version of FSD that Tesla may or may not charge more for, they may just keep FSD the same, but make it $150 a month or $200 a month for FSD, which FSD used to be $200 a month. I figured it was best for me because I knew I was gonna always be using FSD to just lock it in and have it on this car and not have to worry about it. Now, the other consideration with that is we have this 2026 Model Y. You can kind of see my Cybertruck right here that is going away tomorrow. It's being sold. And we have a 2023 Model Y that my wife is out driving right now. That also has FSD on it. But the idea was that this Model Y we're gonna have for a long time. So I know if you've been watching the channel, I go through a lot of cars. I don't plan on continuing to do that. I don't promise because you never know what's gonna happen. But as of right now, the idea is that this is gonna stick around a long time. And if like a hardware 5 vehicle, an AI 5 vehicle comes out, if that gets updated, and if I do purchase that, whether I do or not, we will trade our 2023, hopefully be able to transfer FSD from that. Maybe I should have transferred to this one. That maybe would have been a better idea. And then my wife's gonna get this one. I'm gonna get whatever the new thing is with the new AI 5 stuff for the self-driving. That was kind of my idea. I do recommend most people subscribe, especially if you're not sure you wanna use it or whatever, because then you could just turn it off, or if you're like, man, I really don't wanna spend $100 on this month. I'm not gonna do much driving. I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm not even gonna have my car. You could just not pay for that month. Those are my decisions there. This thing is awesome. The other reason that we went ahead and did this is I had $17,000, a little more than that, in Tesla referral credits. So when I went to get the loan for this, I got to say, I'm putting $17,000 down on this vehicle. And when I went to pay for the down payment, the option popped up. It was so cool. It just said, hey, do you want to use your Tesla credits for this? Yes, of course I do. So that brought the cost down on this significantly. It was much cheaper because of that. If it wasn't for those Tesla credits, I probably honestly would have just kept the Cybertruck. But those Tesla credits do eventually start to expire, which those start to expire for me in just a couple of months. So I wanted to use those, and I waited for the best deal I could. I didn't want to do the launch series with this. I already did the Founders Edition with that and paid a big premium for that, which was worth it. I'm happy I did that, but I didn't feel I needed any of the upgrades. I also, talking about options, I got the cheap tires too, because the free tires give you better range. They look way better in my opinion, and they're cheaper to replace when it's time to replace them. So I see no reason to buy the upgraded tires. I didn't really want any of the upgrades besides FSD that the launch series, or whatever they call it, would bring me, and the premium just was not worth it at all for me. So I waited for the launch series to end, I waited for the price on this to come down, and I waited for the 1.99% financing, which finally came, and it pushed me over the edge. The other thing that really pushed me over the edge with this, a lot of people are saying like, oh, I already have, a Model Y. And like, obviously, if you have a 2020 Model Y or 2021 or anything, it's an amazing car. I'm not saying you should upgrade or anything like that. It's a great car, drive it as long as you can, let it, die or fall apart or whatever, and then move on to whatever the good thing is then, because in 3 years, there'll be something way better than this. But doing the test drive on this refresh Model Y really pushed me over the edge. I can't even describe just like the feel and everything that, when my wife and I were driving it, we just were like, this is crazy. This thing is so nice. And when the prices came down as much as they did, and I could sell this and have, a little cash from this on top of having really good financing for this, everything just came together. And I was like, you know what? I'm buying it. And I'm very happy with it. It is a great car. It's no Cybertruck. It's not even close. The Cybertruck is much better than this, but it's also double the price. So what do you expect? So let's go around and look at some of the stuff here and talk about some of the things I've already noticed. I only have like 150 miles on it, but let's talk about some of the things I've already noticed that are a big improvement over even the Cybertruck, but over the old Model Y. And as we get into that, we also have to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Delete Me. I know you want your personal information deleted from the internet. Data brokers are out there grabbing your personal information through many different means, whether it's legal or otherwise, and they are compiling that and selling it. This includes your birthday, your email address, your full name, your address, your work address, your family members, all kinds of stuff. They put it together and they sell it to third parties. This can lead to identity theft, phishing, and other scams. It can also lead to a lot of spam calls, robocalls, stuff like that. And by using today's sponsor, Delete Me, that link down below will save you 20%. You can get your information deleted from the internet. Delete Me goes around to these data brokers and requests deletions for you. Now, data brokers are legally obligated to remove your information when asked, but the problem is this, there are hundreds or maybe even thousands of these data brokers with even more listings on top of that. Is this guy serious? I'm trying to delete me here. So it could take you hundreds or possibly thousands of hours to go through all these listings yourself and delete it. That's where Delete Me comes in. They will go and do all of this for you, get your information deleted, and they will keep tracking it over time to make sure if it pops up anywhere else, they can get it off of those websites as well. I've been using Delete Me for well over a year and a half now, and I have personally seen my information deleted from these websites. I've seen it disappear. Delete Me works, and I highly recommend this service. Delete Me can protect you and also your family members. So if you're interested, use that link down below, save 20%, and use Delete Me today. Thank you to Delete Me for sponsoring my new Model Y. I mean, this video. So I did make a full video going over the new Model Y. We did a test drive. So if you want some more details, I would definitely check out that video as well. But I want to talk about some of the things that I've been using and that I've noticed, and just some of the new stuff, the things that are like glaringly obviously new, which of course includes the front light bar, which in person does look really good. I was a little kind of with these kind of separations here when I first saw it. I was hoping it would go all the way across, but I think because it lines up with the trunk lines or with the front lines that it is probably fine. But the new frunk is really nice. It's not that different, but a couple of things that are really different are, number one, you have your washer fluid up here, which makes it so much easier to refill rather than reaching back here. And if you guys seen the old Model S, oh my gosh, the Model S is like here, the old one, and then this like frunk strut is like right here in your way. It's insane. It's really crazy to see that. But of course you have the drain plug in here, which is kind of like the Cybertruck. You can take this out if you want to fill this with ice and cool your drinks in here, then you can do that and then just drain it when you're done. That just goes out through the bottom onto the ground. So really nice there. You do have the big HEPA filter there, so you have bioweapon defense mode, and unfortunately not a powered frunk. It's one of the big upgrades. I'm gonna do a couple complaints in this video too that I really think we should have had in this. And you can see there that this did not close all the way. Now it is latched, but you have to push it down more. And you can hear that second click there. There's no Tesla T up front. You know what? I don't normally care about that kind of little stuff, but it does look really clean without the T on the front. I think it looks great. The front looks great. I don't care too much about looks on a car because when I'm sitting in the car using it, I can't see it. So what do I care? And then I park it and walk away. So I don't know why people get so obsessed, but whatever. I know people love, you know, the looks of their cars. These new wheels, I think, look amazing. We had the 19 inches on the 2023, which were super ugly. They were like a light gray. They basically, the upgraded wheels on the new Model Y look similar to the non-upgraded wheels on the old Model Y. I don't get what they're thinking with that. In my opinion, they look totally awful. And when they're bigger, they make worse ride comfort, worse range, everything. So I 100% recommend getting the free tires. If you really want aftermarket, you could buy them somewhere else and get, you know, all kinds of designs, but whatever. The Model Y did come with these mud flaps on it. You get that in certain regions. There's also some PPF on the back doors here. That's on both sides. So you can hopefully see right there. That's to protect from, you can already see how everything is splashing up there. Tesla normally does that like in winter northern regions. You don't get it everywhere. If you think you should have gotten it and you didn't, just ask service. You can usually go back and they'll install it for you. But again, it's not all regions, but you know, feel free to double check. Of course, fit and finish is fine. I didn't really look. You know, we picked it up, we looked around, it looked fine. They do their inspections before, and I think everything was fine here. But the color is very dark. I don't remember the midnight silver metallic because I've had it on a couple of cars now. I don't remember it being quite this dark, but it looks really good. I know people were freaking out about that new like diamond black paint or whatever, and you can in here kind of see some speckles too if you're into that. They are in this paint as well. The paint looks great and it's free, so you know, how can you complain about that? Going to the back, I've been using the trunk, and the trunk button is in such a nice spot. It is right here. It is so natural to grab right here. It's even better than the old Model Y. The camera is also a lot higher, so I'm interested to see. It's not dirty yet. I'm interested to see if this gets less dirty than our 2023 Model Y, because this camera is right here. I think the 2023 Model Y equivalent is somewhere around like down here. Sorry, I'm trying to film and do all this stuff at the same time. So the camera is a significant portion higher than the old Model Y. So really, less dirt should get that high. Is it going to be less enough that it actually doesn't get as dirty? I don't know, we'll see. Trunk is very similar, except now there's two motors, so you got a motor on both sides, so everything should work well. I've never had a problem with our 2023 Y, but I know some people said they have. And then everything back here, there's just so much carpet. You get this parcel shelf, which I'll probably honestly take out. It's magnetic on there, so you can see it has a little resistance before it lifts up. But like, if I want this out of the way, am I supposed to just do this? Because this doesn't fit like that. Am I supposed to do it? Yeah, it must be like that. But then it doesn't, like it doesn't stay up there. So if I want it out of the way, it's just kind of weird. I'm not sure. I don't think I want that there. It's hard to see in the Model Y anyway, even without that. I know it's for privacy and stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there for now, but I don't really see much of a point. And then a little tip I'll give you with this partial shelf, just so you know, if it makes any noise, I haven't noticed, but I've heard that because, I mean, it's magneted on here. So watch this. If I pull it, you can see it kind of locks into place right there. See how it kind of locked into place right there? It can move a little bit as you're driving. So what I was told is if you push, of course you can adjust the seats now, which is another nice thing here. You could do it in the old Model Y, but now it's electronic. If you push the seat back, see how the seat adjusts back, and it'll rest up against, it can rest and kind of push on that parcel shelf a little more and keep it from moving. So again, not something I've noticed, but it's something I've heard, so maybe you wanna try that. All right, I took it out so we could look in here a little more. The bottom storage, like the other Model Y, is really good. We have the 7-seater on our 2023, so this area is quite a bit smaller. I was surprised by that. So this is bigger than our 2023, but should be similar to other Tesla vehicle or to other 5-seater Model Ys. This cutout here is for that parcel shelf if you want to store it in the car, but I don't know, I don't really want to do that. This is front license plate, which we don't need in Michigan. Still comes with J1772. I'm surprised that Tesla does that, but it's a good thing. There's still a lot of those out there. And it comes with a mobile connector. What the heck? Tesla stopped including these quite a while ago and made you start paying for them. If you wanted it at delivery, you could, put it with the order of the car and it would come with it. But new Model Y is coming with this for free. I think it's a great idea. Good job, Tesla. A lot of people just getting into EVs are going to pick a Model Y. It's like the most popular car in the world, right? So you should give them the charging. And this is the new one too. Check it out. Boom. It's the new mobile connector, and it comes with both NEMA 515 standard wall outlet. I'll have to clean this up later. And a NEMA 1450. Are you kidding me? That's freaking awesome. Tesla took away all this crap not too long ago, and now they're giving it back. So again, great job, Tesla. I think that's the right choice, and you should definitely keep giving this to everybody. And if you don't know, I still have it in the box, but on the back here, this is like all Velcro. So when you take this out, you can store this in the bottom of your Tesla and it won't move around while you're driving. So that's really nice. And some people don't realize in the Model Y, you have extra storage up here. It's a little hard to access, but check this out. Just a little bit more up there in case you need it for anything. Very cool. We do still have our 12 volt right here. There's that. Honestly, Tesla, move it over here. A lot of people don't even know it exists because who's gonna get in here, you know what I mean? And like be searching around like that. People don't even know it's there. So I think they should really move that to right here and then people would see it, but whatever. And then these are the auto seats. Let's try it out. I haven't even tried it yet. So boom, click the button. Oh, is something in the way? It is. So if you look up here, my kids' booster seats are actually in the way and it detects that. And so it didn't go back. Can I put it from here? Oh yeah, here we go. If I click, cool. So you can click the button right there too, and it just puts it back. Now something bad, really bad for us that I've noticed is my older daughter, she's more than tall enough for a booster seat. My younger daughter is just barely the right size. So in my wife's car, where she always is, we still have her car seat because it's safer. But in my car, which she's rarely in my car, we just use a booster seat because it's easier. And this is so high up, she can't even wear it. So I'm gonna have to get something to bring this lower. Whereas in the Cybertruck and in our 2023 Model Y, that is not an issue. This is not like quite so high. Now, the improvement here is that this, now this is coming from our 7-seater, so I don't know if this is gonna be different, but in our 7-seater, this is so far back here, the buckle would sometimes get stuck and caught behind the seat and it's very hard to get out. That has been fixed by moving this up here, so that's a positive. But the negative is that it's so high up that my younger daughter is too short and she can't really use a seatbelt. It's not safe for her to be in this car. So she would either need a car seat or we'll have to get her, I don't know, like a taller booster seat. I don't think they make that, or something to bring this down lower. Another thing I've noticed is there's carpet friggin' everywhere in this thing, and that helps with the noise, oh no, all the fluffs are getting in. The noise in this thing is incredible. It's like being in a piece of Tupperware is the way I've described it. You are just sealed and locked in there. The suspension adds to that. The suspension is incredible. I cannot overstate it, especially if you're coming from an old Model Y. People think it's the same or not much has changed. Go do a test drive if you want to risk wanting this. Do the test drive. The thing is incredible. Now on the back, the license plate, down there, I don't know, who cares? It looks kind of weird at first, and then like anything, you get used to it. But what is weird is, first of all, there's no license plate frame, so you cheaped out on me there. But second of all, there's only screw holes in the top. There are no screw holes down here. So, it's not moving around, which is good, but there's holes in the license plate, obviously, but no actual holes in this piece of plastic. And what they told me at delivery is they said, here's a couple of license plate screws. If you would like, you can just brute force them in there and put the screws in and just jam through the plastic and they'll go in there. And I was like, oh, do I need to do that to stop this from rattling? And he goes, nope, it won't rattle at all, but you can do that if you want. He said it's perfectly secure with only the two, on the top, but you can do that if you want. And so, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna do it. This must be where the tow hitch comes off, but I did not get a tow hitch, which I don't know. Yeah, you can feel the screws under here. I kind of wish I got a tow hitch, but I don't know. I don't think I'm actually gonna use it, so I didn't get it. Now, on top of the basic features, I also have my summon and smart summon back. Oh my goodness. I love dumb summon so much. I use it all the time, and the Cybertruck has not had it. Let me move out of your way here, Model Y. It gets a little sketch getting off the driveway here, but just needing to move it in your driveway, yeah, that's about as far as it wants to go. Great job for the demonstration for the video here. But it is what it is. That's what you're gonna get. I use it all the time to move it in and out of the garage, to move it to a different part of the driveway. It's just so much faster and easier, not in this instance, of course, but normally so much faster and easier than hopping in, putting it in drive, moving it, getting out. You just push it out of the way as you're working on whatever you want to work on. Now, of course, there are a few Cybertruck features that the Model Y doesn't have that I'm very sad about. Number one is normal standard NEMA 515 outlets. This is an 80 kilowatt hour battery. You're telling me you can't give me 1 or 2 standard outlets so I can plug in my laptop or something? That's crazy. I think Tesla definitely should have included that. The powered frunk, which I already talked about, Cybertruck has that. This does not have that. And then the home power share, the power backup. Again, Cybertruck is a 123 kilowatt hour battery. This is smaller at 80 kilowatt hours, but 80 kilowatt hours? I have 27 kilowatt hours of power walls in my basement that have powered my house for 5 or 6 days in a row when the power was out. You're telling me 80 kilowatt hours can't help me out, can't power my fridge in an emergency? From Tesla's standpoint, I kind of get it. It's a very high volume vehicle. They don't want to add that to like warranty claims and having to deal with all the issues that they may bring, but I really want those features, and I'm really gonna miss them from Cybertruck. Now, the funny thing about saying that is the Cybertruck doesn't actually have those features for me because I have Tesla Powerwalls. PowerShare does not work with the Cybertruck, which is another reason why I'm ditching it. I know it'll come eventually, but it was supposed to come at the end of last year. Then actually it was supposed to come the beginning of last year, then the end of last year, then the beginning of this year. Now it's the end of this year. So who knows how long it's actually gonna take for that feature to show up. But either way, not having any form of PowerShare is a big miss, in my opinion. You have these huge batteries. You need to roll out every feature. Tesla, we know that not as many people are maybe buying these today, and you want to like advertise stuff. Tell them, yo, if your power goes out in an emergency, this will power your fridge. You won't lose all your food. Think of how much money that saves. I mean, it's hundreds of dollars each event. And maybe there's not a lot of those events for people, but some people just want that peace of mind. And it's something you could easily offer with this gigantic battery and all the power it puts out, but you don't. So that's something I think should really be included. Now, the other aspect of driving EVs or Teslas that I love is the efficiency. It's huge to me. Now, check out these trips. So lifetime, again, it's only 164 miles, but 246 watt hours per mile. That is half of the energy usage of my Cybertruck. And the energy usage has just been insane. This last trip, I went 45 miles. It was only 237 watt hours per mile. So good. If you are not going crazy, the energy efficiency is insane. And this is not me being careful at all. I'm not drafting, I'm not going slow. This is speeds up to 80 miles per hour. I was going with the flow of traffic with this. If you really wanted to eke out more mileage and be more efficient, things could get crazy. I actually think I might try that for like a week or something where I just am very chill, very slow, maybe even try to draft a little bit, just see what I could do with this thing because the efficiency, I mean, this is better than the 2018 Model 3 I used to drive. It is more efficient than a Model 3. All-wheel drive Model 3 from 2018 is less efficient than this all-wheel drive Model Y from 2025 or 2026. Just crazy. So another one of my favorite aspects of this vehicle. Now, hanging out in the interior, the steering wheel is pretty nice. I like the Cybertruck better, of course, but beyond that, it's really nice. The turn signal stalk, I'm not a fan of. I think it's silly. I really enjoy what the Model 3 has going on and the Cybertruck with the turn signals on here, having no stalks at all. I get it, again, for mass market, and a lot of people, especially in Europe, you guys really want this, so, that's your thing. I don't want it. Having used it, it is a very nice turn signal. It only goes down one click, that's it. It doesn't go any more, like in the old Model 3 and Model Y where it kind of had 2 stages. This is just boop, that's it. It's a very solid piece. It feels nice to use, actually, but for me, I think it's silly. I would love to be able to, it should be an option in my opinion. I would love to be able to take this out and get the Model 3 set up in here so I have no stalks, have everything on. Oh my gosh, all these fluffs are getting in. What I do for YouTube. Oh jeez. What the heck is going on? I'm getting attacked. Being able to not have this, I like it so much better. And especially with FSD, you know, and Tesla wants to be like, oh, unsupervised is coming this year. They say it every year. But let's say this is actually the year where you could sit in here and text or sleep or something. Why are you putting a turn signal stalk in? Who is using it? Literally no one. It's not needed. So I don't like it, but it's not that big of a deal. But I'm pointing it out because it's something that I don't particularly enjoy. Horn is kind of silly sounding. It's more of a speaker now than an actual like old school horn, but whatever, it works. And that's another thing from Cybertruck that's really nice. I love the Cybertruck horn. Now, interior wise, everything is so solid. Check out this quick little video I took. And you can tell there's just no noises anywhere. I couldn't find anything. You know, and people are telling me, oh, check back in a few months, it might get worse. And I will. I'll do an update on that. You know, I'll make a short video in 6 months or so and see if that's still the same. But everything in here is just so solidly well put together. I can't find any like creaking or squeaking. Everything feels so good. And I'm very happy with that. On top of the suspension, amazing. The how contained everything is. Like you got the double pane glass all over the place. And when everything is shut, it's like you're, like I said earlier, in a piece of Tupperware. It just feels amazing to drive. It's so comfortable and smooth. Even on the highway, the wind noise is really good. You have like the updated mirrors over there, which could you put that on the old Model Y? I don't see why not. Those mirrors help with aero and reduce noise. The motor whine, like my 2021 Model Y had an awful rear motor whine that I hated, but Tesla said was within spec. This doesn't have that. Everything about it, it's like Tesla's been, you know, learning to make vehicles for the past 5 years, and they put all of that knowledge into this. And they made this. The Model 3 was a step up. The refresh Model 3 was a step up. This is like a whole nother step, a whole nother leap above that. Oh my gosh, I think it's huge. No. So I've been very impressed and very happy with it. I will keep you updated over, you know, the next several months on if things stay good and keep me happy. If there's any problems, of course, I'll post them. But I would expect this experience, I'm going into this with the expectation that this experience is going to be like our other Model Y. And it's just gonna work. I mean, there's gonna be no drama. There's not gonna be like, oh, now this is recalled. Now this piece fell off. Now this is rattly. Now this is squeaking. It's just gonna work. And along with, you know, the self-driving in here, it's just incredible. You also have the front bumper camera, which of course, you know, the Cybertruck has that as well. It's not currently being used for full self-driving, but the front bumper camera is on the Cybercab. So it's going to be used for full self-driving, obviously, or Tesla wouldn't put it on the Cybercab, which has no steering wheel and no pedals. So I'm excited for the future of full self-driving. I'm excited for the future software updates we're going to get in here. But overall, I mean, this vehicle so far, initial impressions, it's incredible. And I think if you don't have a Tesla yet, or you're thinking of jumping into one, or you're thinking of upgrading like your 2018 Model 3 or something, go test drive this thing. It will blow your socks off. You will not believe. I mean, that's how I was. We came from a 2023 Model Y. And it blew us away. We could not believe the improvements and the differences. So thank you all so much for watching the videos, hanging out on the channel. I'm sitting in this vehicle because of you, and I really appreciate that. Like, I never forget that. That's a big part of how any of this is even possible. So I hope to keep bringing you education and entertainment and whatever you want. So let me know what you'd like to see with this vehicle or the future of Tesla in general in the comments down below. And hopefully I will talk to you down there. You'll see me in the next video.